Hi guys, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you're excited for the new year. 2023, what a year it's been for me personally. This channel has blew up, it's changed my life and I've met a bunch of new students, new people through this, and yeah, I'm just feeling very grateful, very humbled. So firstly, I would just like to say thank you to everyone who has watched my videos, liked the video, subscribed, all of that stuff. It means the world to me, and I'm just so happy to be able to reach you guys and, you know, be able to teach this stuff. So thank you very much. Today I wanted to celebrate the year by giving you a bigger lesson than normal. Normally, you know, my lessons are like short snippets, but I'm going to be doing 5 short lessons in this because I wanted to share with you 5 things that, if you work on them in 2024, these 5 different elements of guitar, then they'll really help you develop as a guitarist. And this is coming from my own journey and from what I teach students and how I see students progress when we add in all of these elements. Because as an online guitarist, when you're learning online and you don't have any teacher or guidance, it's hard to know what to learn next, right? And these are the things that I guide my students to do. So I'm going to share that with you. And basically what I'm doing today is I'm taking elements from my Acoustic Ascension course. And it's a little try before you buy, if you will. So if you like this stuff, then you should check out my course below because it's discounted until, well, I'm going to do it until the 1st of January to give the Americans and Canadians time to catch up because we're in different time zones. But basically you get $100 off and you get all my other courses free. So my blues course, my guitar looping course, my lead guitar course, you got all of that for a really good price. So you can check that in the description, and if you decide you want to work with me in 2024 as a private student, then I'm giving people an extra 2 weeks free, so 12 weeks for 14 weeks for 12 weeks. Anyways, sales spiel over. Let's get into, we're going to count down. So topic number 5. So number 5, we're going to look at chord embellishments. Now this is something that can spice up your playing right away. Once you understand the scale that is attached to each open chord, you can start to play little licks and tricks and make everything sound a whole lot more interesting. And the way this is going to work is I'm going to give you a little bite-sized practical exercise or lesson that you can play to implement these ideas. So today we're going to be looking at the A minor chord, okay? And we're going to be looking at a little Spanishy kind of lick, minor lick that you can play. And I love this because it sounds very different to your normal bluesy kind of stuff. Alright, so we're going to start off with this. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm in the A minor chord, I'm getting the A note, the A string, sorry. Giving it a big strum down. And then this little lick here, right? So what I'm doing here is I'm using the A minor scale. And I'm getting 3, 1, and I'm pulling it off to 0. 3, 1 to 0. Okay. Now normally I would go through the scale and everything, but because this is a lot to cover in this lesson, I'm kind of shooting through it. So apologies if this is a little fast for some folk. Alright, so 3, 1 pull off to 0, 2 on the G string. Now please try and use the same fingers that I'm using because this is how you can play things a little bit more fast and efficiently rather than use 1 or 2 fingers, right? So I'm pinky because when I'm playing A minor, my pinky can get there right away. 1 pull off to 0, 2 on the G, then 0 on the B. Then 1, 0 on the B, and then 0 on the G. Alright, this takes a little bit of time, get the muscle memory dialed in, and then practice. Then after you do that, you can then come into the E chord, strum that, goes really well with the A minor chord, and then move it up 1 fret, and then back, gives you that extra Spanishy sound. You can strum it whatever way you like. and that is number 5. Number 4 is rhythm dynamics, alright? And what I mean by that is basically different ways to, you know, strum and play your guitar, because if you're a beginner especially, then you will probably be using the same strumming pattern for pretty much everything. So let's take these 4 chords and do something a little bit different with them, right? So a G, E minor, a C, and a D. And one of the dynamics that I love to teach is pinch slapping. Alright, I love it. I love using my fingers as well. But that stuff doesn't come naturally, it takes some practice. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm taking the bass note and then I'm pinching the G and B together, right? I do the exact same thing in every chord. The only difference is I change the bass note. Okay, so I'm always getting the G and B with my index and third finger, and then a little slap. And there's not much to this slap. You don't want to overthink it. Like, where should you just do that? Alright? Now what's actually happening is the E string is bouncing off the fretboard here. That's what's giving it that snare sound. Now the trick is to land back in position again, to pinch and slap. Alright, thumb, pinch, slap. And then again. Alright, and then again the only thing that changes is the bass note. So when I move into an E minor, I've still got the E. And then into a C, I'm going to change my thumb down to the A string. And then D to the D string. Alright, and I do something a little bit different. Sometimes I'll thumb, pinch, and then take all the strings together. Thumb, pinch, slap, pinch all the strings together. And it's just a little bit different to your same old strum, and it's nice to mix it up a little bit. So that's number 4. So the next one I love, right, and this is when you can wear caps like this out in public, is when you can play some jazz. Alright, now I love this because I've got a whole section in my course dedicated to different types of chords that you can play, and this really gives you a more sophisticated sound when you can go away from your old cowboy chords and start pulling out different sounds. Jazzy sounds, and I'm not a jazz fan by any means, but I do like to get different sounds from the guitar. Okay, now what we're going to be looking at is a little progression today that incorporates these jazzy chords, minor 7s and major 7s and diminished, without having to really go crazy with the fingers. Okay, so let's take it chord by chord. We're going to start off with an E minor 7. Now if you've played Wonderwall, you've already done this. Alright, so basically the first chord, E minor, and your third and pinky on the B and high E. You play that from the low E string. That's our first chord, E minor 7. Alright, and this is actually the chord progression to Autumn Leaves. We've got E minor 7, and then we've got an A7. Alright, which is just like an A with your middle finger out, right? So you get that G open. Right, and then we've got a D major 7. Alright, and that just requires you to bar the bottom 3 strings, alright, just with your one finger like that. You can use all 3 fingers if you like, but it's pretty easy to do that, I think. And then you get the D string with that, so you're getting all 4 strings, that's very important. Right? And that's what gives it that jazzy sound. Alright, so far we have E minor 7, A7, you just need to strum once. Extra jazzy. B major 7. And then a G with nothing on the bottom. That's a technical term for it. Alright. But basically we're just like the top half of a G, right? And again, I don't really know the name for this full chord. I think it's a G6 or something. That's not, I don't know. Anyways, it's jazzy. A G jazz. We're going to call it that, right? We get your third fret on the low E, second fret in the A, and we're just going to strum all those strings. Sounds nice. Okay. Now, originally I played this as a G7, but I just took that finger off and I like that better. That's how I come up with that. Okay, so E minor 7, A7, D major 7, G kinda 7. Alright, now we're going to get into really jazzy territory, right? We're going to be playing a C sharp half diminished. Alright, and this just sounds lovely. Now, I know this might look like a big, dangerous chord, right? But the way I want you to think about it is, imagine doing a D chord, right? You've already built up the muscle memory for a D. Just take that shape and apply it on the 4th fret from the A string, right? So you've got 4, 5, 4. And then you just want to work on adding on your pinky to the B string in the 5th fret. And it actually sounds nice, we can get that high E ringing out as well. Alright? Because basically that's already an E note anyway. On the 5th fret. So it's just doubling that up. Give it an extra jazzy sound. Right? Okay, so far we've got E minor 7. We have A7. We have D major 7. And a G kinda 7. C sharp half diminished. Don't know why I'm speaking in an American accent. It's probably easier for you guys to understand anyway. And we're going to take that same D concept and we're going to play it where you would normally play a D, but up one string. And again, we can play that from the D string with the open E. Sounds kind of dark and dangerous. But this here is basically an F7. Alright, but just a little triad version of it. You can play that without the high E, by the way. Whatever sounds nice to your ear. Sometimes I like that. Sounds wrong, but that's what makes it jazzy, you see. Okay, and then we're going to finish it off with a B minor 7. Or a B minor, really. So bottom 3 strings on the 7th fret, right? Just like your D major 7, but without playing the D string. So what? Quick recap. E minor 7, A7, D major 7, G kinda 7, C sharp half diminished, F7, then B minor. Alright, so that's a cool little jazzy progression for you all to practice. Hope you enjoyed that one. That was number 3. Number 2, we're going to be looking at music theory. Alright, but don't run away. Don't go. Right, it's going to be something that is hugely beneficial, right? I teach a lot of this stuff in an easy, digestible way. And one of the most important things that you can learn is the major scale. So I'm going to show you how to quickly play the major scale and then how you can use it for theory purposes, right? That is actually beneficial for you and useful. So let's look at the G major scale, right? This is how I visualize it, right? So you've got 3, 5. Again, try and use the fingers I'm using. Middle, pinky, right? 3, 5, 2, 3, 5. 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 4, 5. Now there's 7 notes in the major scale, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then back to the octave again. Back to the same note. In this case, the G note. Now the cool thing about this, if you memorise this, you can move it to anywhere on the fretboard. And as long as you get the note on the top string, that's the A notes, this would be the A major scale. Move it here, that's B, B major scale. C. D. Alright, as long as you know this pattern, you can find the major scale for every key. And once you, and again I do a lot of this, working on memorising the notes in the fretboard, once you're able to do that, you're able to pick out chord progressions. Okay, so there's a formula for the major scale. So if you want to know what chords, I mean, how many times have you played like a G chord and you're like, what chord would work well with this one? D, yeah. C, yeah. C, minor, no. Okay, we'll just forget. So this takes away the guesswork because you know what chords work well with what chords. Okay, if that makes sense. So let's take G major scale for example. The formula is major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, and then back again. Alright, which means this note would be a G, G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, F sharp diminished, and that's it. Alright, so I know I've got a G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, F sharp diminished. All the chords that are worked within the family of G. And then you can adapt that to every key, regardless of what you're playing in, and do the exact same thing. And again, it takes away the guesswork. And if you're into songwriting and stuff like that, that stuff's hugely beneficial. So yeah, quick little theory, but I hope you learned something from that. So that was number 2. Yeah, that's number 2. Let's go on to the best one, number 1. I say the best because we're going to be talking about blues, and if you follow this channel, you know I love that stuff, right? The blues is what opened everything up for me, right? I remember, like, I was just playing the same old open chords and strumming Eagles and Springsteen and stuff like that, and I was happy with that. And then my friend did this. I was like, whoa. And that was it, right? That was it. I just started going down a big rabbit hole of learning how to play licks and different rhythm styles. And if you start studying blues, all other gates open, man. Everything is born from there. Rock, yeah, rock, country, whatever it is, right? A lot of that stuff is just, you find out about it all if you start studying blues. That's all I'm saying. And what I'm going to show you today was a huge, again, eye-opener for me, is the open E blues scale, but not just the scale, how to play it, right? And when you start this one exercise has done wonders for me, and it'll do wonders for you as well. And that is playing it in triplets, alright? Because it sounds musical, and then once you build the muscle memory with this, you're just able to start to do stuff, right? Let's just get into it, right? So we've got the open E blues scale, 0, 3, 0, 1, 2. Now use the right fingers, guys. 1, 2, 3, alright? Good to do that because that way you're efficient, you can build up speed when you can start implementing all your fingers, right? 0, 3, 0, 1, 2. That's the blue note right there. Only sounds good as a pass note. Alright, 0, 3, 0, 1, 2, 0, 2. Root note again, right? E, E, high E. Alright, 0, 3, 0, 1, 2, 0, 2. Right, now this is just the pentatonic scale with the one added blue note here and then here, right? 0, 3, 0, 1, 2, 0, 2. And then from the G string, 0, 2, 3, 0, 3, 0. And then we're going to come back up, 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 1, 0, 3, 0. Alright? Now once you've got that under your fingers, you want to start practicing in triplets. And again, I remember this being huge for me because I started to feel like I was really playing music. And I started experimenting with this. Right, 0, 3, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, triplet, 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 triplet. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Give that little bluesy nudge down here as well, just. Alright, so you want to start off slow. I remember doing this, slow. And then I managed to build up speed, muscle memory. Muscle memory. Faster. 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 Ooh. Just realised what I was doing there. Sorry. But you get what I mean. Practice that and it makes a world of difference. Anyway, guys, I'm conscious that this lesson's dragging on quite a bit. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, this is a little snapshot of my courses and how I teach students and stuff. And, you know, I've got a very down-to-earth way of teaching. And I believe anyone, if I can be a good guitarist, you can too. I started learning when I was 19. I thought I sucked up until then. Tried many times. But I found a formula in a way that works. And I find a lot of people find that works as well. So again, links in description if you want to take it any further. If not, then make sure you subscribe. And, you know, a few lessons from me every week. And I really appreciate that. Again, guys, Happy New Year. Have a great one. All the best from me to you and your family. And yeah, see you soon.